got it there. I thought I pressed the did. Got it here and done. Alrighty, y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazio Bey here in Morocco at northwest of Mexham. How are you? I'd like to welcome you all to our 7-day chart medical astro weather report. This might be one of the. I know we've been lately going kind of like later in the evening and things like that. However, we've been thinking and just planning to make sure we get some things to you guys a little earlier in the day. Just been, experimenting, trying different things, kind of paying attention to who attends what. And I got some data from when going earlier, from a few months back to how we've been doing these past couple of moon cycles lately. And it's like, okay, I see where area that sweet spot would be for us to present to you guys and do what it is that we do, being industrious more. All righty, guys, like to welcome you to our 7-day chart medical astro weather report for the 15th to the 21st June 2023, and I am here with my magnificent and beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, and he is
peace and love, yo soy hermano, shining ill, and you already know that all is well. And yo, bro, can you help me out? Can you help me and the people out? What is it? What is it?
Brother always, that is fun as always, guys. Well, look, check it out. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Let me make sure I even have it queued. That's great. I do have it queued. Screen shared there. Start the broadcast and bring it right to the iBoosh, right? And let me just take us back to the beginning. And this is calendar for March, Aries 2023 to February, Pisces 2024. Quote, time never was when man was not, end quote. And we are quoting Al-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing religious corporate activity, for David being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right, so we're here for the moon cycle with the air sign Gemini twins, anciently and temporarily ruled by Mercury, and the moon cycle, which is termed June, and also has the water sign Cancer, the crab, anciently and temporarily ruled by Luna, right? The moon. And we're here for the 15th through the 21st. All right. 15th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazio Bey. We'll knock out these four testimonies in this one lunar ingress into Gemini, alrighty, after a 9-minute void of course moon, after Luna trines Pluto there. Well, has, hey, froggies. Brother Sean now has 3 testimonies there. Alrighty, for the 16th for a holy day. Then for Saturn Day, I have 2 testimonies there. All right. Now we have for the 18th, alrighty, new moon that's calculating there. Alrighty, and that's going to be the, after I, go over sunrise, we're going to go back a little before sunrise to see when that happens at 37 minutes just after 00 hours, which is midnight, where there's the new moon taking place. And then after Luna squares Neptune, we see we have a 4-hour, 33-minute void of course moon. And you guys remember, moon void of course is buyer's remorse. So make no major transactions while the moon is void of course. All righty. And then Luna will ingress its Domus sign, right? That's Cancer. Then for the 19th, right? That will be, hold on, let me see. Who was that? That was Brother Sean for the 18th. There. Then I have the 19th there for Jupiter sextiling Saturn. That's the only transit for the 19th, which is very interesting to see that, and the time that is taking place also. All right, just 7 minutes before noon. Right. All right, guys, and then here we have also what we have here. Brother Sean will go in on the 20th, right? And he has moved record again, all right, for just only 21 minutes after Luna, after his 3rd testimony, Luna reflecting Pluto. Very interesting. Luna, one of those void of course moves, right? Luna, okay, hold on. 15th, Luna was trying Pluto, then the moon goes void of course. right? Because we know where we're and Luna is reflecting Pluto, then it's void, of course. Very interesting. Then for the 21st, I close on out for Wednesday, right? 21st, June 2023. I have 3 testimonies, and of course, the Sun ingresses Cancer. Alrighty. Sun ingresses Cancer just 58 minutes after 1000 hours, or 2 minutes before the 1100 hours. And that will be your summer solstice. So happy summer solstice to you all.
Makes me feel fine.
Blowing through the jasmine in one's mind. Anyway, so that being said, guys, that's what we have going on there, right? And that's when your summer solstice is. Summer solstice, as you can see, again, is approximately 10:58 anti-meridian Eastern on the 21st, June 2023. All righty, so without further ado, let me get out of here. And we're going to do our flash testimonies, guys. So this is going to be fairly quickly, as we're going to do this to make sure you guys can briefly get the energies pertaining to our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report here. All right. And, oh, didn't even do that. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are sharing the screen here, guys, and I am kicking it off. However, let me make sure my bro has remote control also. Boom, Brother Sean, there you go. Make sure you got it. Yes, you does. All right, cool. And the gang, let me minimize that there so I can actually see. All righty, guys. So for the 15th, all right, 15th June 2023 at 0500 hours, 44 minutes and 20 seconds, or 5:44:20 anti-meridian Eastern. Sun is rising at 24 degrees Gemini 4 minutes, while under the dispositorship of Mercury. Mercury is ruling the 1st and the 4th houses. So what I can say is make sure you're really allowing yourself to kind of go over the detailed process in your mind as you're probably speaking to yourself, right? Doing some reflection. And make sure you are really, speaking to your own heart so that you can do what's necessary later on in the day as you communicate to others. It's very huge self-reflection every sunrise, probably where you should be in every sunrise. Just doing some self-reflection practices if you're not having a mirror AstroLiteracy session, right? And that's a reminder before we go in, 7healstar.com, sign up for our email list. And guys, check out what it is that we have there. Sign up for your mirror AstroLiteracy session and your mental magician report just to get it started. All righty. So you guys can see what beautiful things are there for you. And never forget to be yourselves and donate. Check the description for our donation links. All right. So with that being said, and just remind me, I'm gonna add yours in the link too, bro. So people can not just, they can donate to 7 Hill Star, but you guys can also additively, donate to Brother Sean also, because that's what I'm going to, do to make it because he has 720 Astro Healing. It's not just 7 Heal Star. 720 Astro Healing is what Brother Sean is facilitating Reiki through. So he does. He's actually a Reiki master, if I'm not mistaken. You guys probably don't know that about Brother Sean. But 720 Astral Healing is through which he does Reiki to the point he's so good he can do it remotely. That's my actual experience with Brother Sean, so he can do it remotely. To just kind of put that out there to you guys. Also, Brother Sean, through 720 Astral Healing, he does have multiple reports as well as tarot readings. And I've been had tarot for so long, I just never really put it out there like that, guys. But I and the bros, right? I and Brother Sean, when it comes to the astrology, we're definitely doing astrology and the tarot. And I'm mistaken, I think Brother Jag has it too. He had mentioned something going through his tarot also, but I and the bros, we're all thoroughly equipped with that. So with that being said, for this sunrise, just make sure you're even saying to yourself when you rise, you know what? I think I'm going to, go to 7 Hill Star and get the astrology reading that I definitely need, right? So let's move forward, right? the first transit that I have is before sunrise, right? And if I'm not mistaken, it's about 49 minutes before sunrise. It is the lunar Uranian conjunction, the lunar Uranian conjunction, and it's actually taking place exactly at 4:54:37. All right. And what I can say here, guys, just really be very secure on the sudden changes that are going to take place. And where they're taking place, collectively speaking, it's taking place in the 12th house. So this is where you can really see, you probably are doing some collective thinking. However, when I mean collective thinking, you're collecting your thoughts within inside yourself. 12th house deals with isolation and spirituality, first and foremost. So it can also deal with, in not the negative incarceration, like you're in someone's correctional facility. However, I mean incarceration in, allowing yourself to be isolated in a meditative state so that you can bring forth the thing firmer in your communication. Because still, this is after Mercury rises. Mercury is definitely rose in this case also with it ruling the ascendant. So really allow your subconscious thinking and the sudden changes from the knowledge poured out to you. Let those be the central point and focus when you do your meditation. With that, I yield the floor. Next, we have Mercury and Saturn, quartile. All righty, so there's a square between Mercury and Saturn that's taking place 9 minutes after noon, to be exact, 9 minutes and 16 seconds after noon for the 15th June 2020. All right, now we see Mercury is clearly in the 9th house. Some would say accidental dignity. However, just to kind of just stick with it, guys, when it comes to publishing and something that you're reading pertaining to publishing, maybe you picked up a magazine and see something that interests you. It may help you in your career. All right. You may find some things that will help you to better institute something that is in alignment with what it is that you would like to have as far as your spirituality and career is concerned. Maybe finding some better infrastructure and how you be able to serve those that you're providing products and or service for, so to speak. And you'll be able to really stimulate a means to secure a way to thoroughly communicate that which it is that you plan to serve. And it's probably a piece of communication equipment. Maybe you've decided to get some type of new device to be able to share your service and or product. So maybe you got a new microphone, maybe you got a new camera, maybe you got a new phone or iPad. So that's what I see there for you guys. And for the moon and Saturn, the dignity is 4 and 1. So with that being said, really make sure you're doing some thorough thinking. All righty. And really think about the world abroad that you're coming to serve, and make sure your spiritual infrastructure is in harmony with the service you provide. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, Luna is sextile Neptune, 19 minutes after 1700. It's actually 5:18:48 post meridian, 1700 hours, 18 minutes and 48 seconds. All right, and Luna and Neptune. Luna's in the 7th. Neptune is clearly in the 5th. So with these things, 3 houses away, between the children and relating, you can be very nurturing and instituting something creative so that you and the children can be able to creatively relate. You may be helping a child with music, a poem, or artwork. And with that, I yield the floor. We're now looking at Luna's trining Pluto. All right, it's the last aspect that Luna makes before going for the course for 9 minutes. Luna is trine Pluto. All right. So Luna's at 29 degrees, 55 minutes in Taurus, while Pluto's at 20 minutes, and it's in the 5th house. While Pluto's at 29 degrees, 55 minutes retrograde in Capricorn. Saturn ruling the ascendant there, bringing forth some essential values when it comes to one's artful exercise or breath exercise. So what you're doing is transforming your subconscious mind creatively. I will look at it like that. You can also allow your inner child to be the object to you building self-esteem. You allowing yourself to also be very conscious in how you are standing amongst your peers when it comes to, presenting yourself. So really focus on the structure and the transformations that can be made in how you view. You may be renovating the way that you present yourself and the product and or service you provide. And with that, I yield the floor. After Luna makes this last aspect, it goes over the course for about 9 minutes, and then it will ingress Gemini. Luna ingresses Gemini. All righty. In the 4th house, all right? So it's accidental dignity, however, in the sign 12th from it. So again, I'm seeing a theme dealing with spiritual communication. However, locally speaking, you might can allow yourself to help out in some local institution that deals with spirituality. Maybe you find a means to volunteer. Maybe you're someone who's assisting in feeding the homeless or clothing the poor, so to speak, as it's said. And because, there is a beast of, capitalism that is keeping people away from their ancestral estate. So this is a means for you to make those that are out and about feel at home by your altruistic works, alrighty? Assisting, probably 9 times out of 10, assisting some spiritual institution. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Sean Al Islam. Islam.
All right, so we're at sunrise for June 16th, 2023. All right, we now have sun ruling over the 2nd house cusp as sun rises. So this is some fiery communication, maybe to oneself. And really just embracing a new sense of, that's funny, sense of spirituality with Mercury ruling the 1st and the 4th. All right, being fine expositor for the sun and the 12th. So there's a sense of spirituality coming about. Maybe someone finds their mother or someone in their deep, lineage family was a healer or did occult work of some sort. It might have been a secret. So just finding that out. And yeah, with that, I yield the floor. Sunrise, let's see. We have Luna square Saturn. Oh, make sure 16. Yeah. It's occurring after sunrise.
Hold on, time out. You said Luna, got you 2 seconds. Squaring Saturn. 2 seconds, bro.
Indeed. In July, yeah. Summertime.
Boom. There you go.
Look, we got Saturn in the 7th. Ain't no Horary right there. So we have this Luna Saturnian square occurring in the 7th and the 10th, right? Occurring 4 houses away from each other. So yeah, this is a sense of stimulation of some sort, or maybe a restriction to one's business or with one partners, and just long-term goals or authority figures here. Luna and the 10th and Gemini is about communication. So maybe writing communication. Maybe someone wants to write a letter to their city heads, expressing their, griefs, concerns, and just some jurisprudence. Saturn the 7th is all about restricting, right? Restricting the kind of equality sense. So with Luna being Gemini, is now expressing that need, being that social butterfly, some would say, and putting things in writing. And if beings are stating something, they can simply ask, can you put that in writing? And with Mercury ruling the charts, right? In an upcoming applying conjunction, Luna's about to be with Mercury, and also ruling over the 10th as well, so 10th and 1st. So that is just about self-authority. So becoming comfortable with one's sense of authority, if one's not used to it, as most aren't, it can be a change from, giving one's consent to be governed to not needing to give that consent. With that, I yield the floor. So you're not most likely. It probably happened at 9. Next one to the 8th. But then we have that Lunar Mercurian conjunction occurring in the 8th house, 9 degrees Gemini. So there's a sense of higher learning occurring, is the theme. Being able to pretty cool Sagittarius on the 3rd. So yeah, just seeing the higher learning and using one's curiosity to teach oneself. So this is even someone coming to like a new self-actualization of oneself, as some would say, like spiritual awakening. But it's realizing self through breath and concentration. Venus ruling a chart. Venus is in the 9th. Actually, pardon me, no, in the 10th. Pardon me. So yeah, there's some beauty coming to the structure, or maybe the beauty of being around experts and learning and able to feel that heartfelt passion. And with that, I yield the floor. Testimony of a lunar Venusian form. So there's some growth opportunity. That's wow. Man, I'm already double 7,000. Hey. And the thing about that. So yeah, Luna's in the 7th, Venus is in the 9th. So this is growth opportunity between communicative nurturing, speaking one's emotions, or finding comfort and being able to just be curious about life. Venus is in Leo on the 9th. And this is just seeing the beauty of travel, or one's philosophical beliefs or understandings, able to see that in a new way. And with Mars ruling the chart, Mars is in the 9th house as well. So yeah, there may be a fascination and denial of going after what one's true mission or purpose is, or just being in fascination about the things, which comes back to the without the works, faith without works is dead. So able to distinguish what is fantasizing and what is reality, what is doing and what is not doing. And with that, I yield the floor back to my bro as he goes in for Saturday.
It's long. Alrighty, you have sunrise at 5:44:28 anti-meridian Eastern for the 17th June 2023, or 0500 hours, 44 minutes and 28 seconds. When the sun is conjunct the ascendant, so the solar ascendant conjunction known as sunrise, happening at 25 degrees, 58 minutes in Gemini. And again, the sun is, of course, ruling the 3rd house. So we're shining a light on our communication, maybe some heartfelt communication we just had a dream about, or we know that we have to actually share. Mercury in the 12th also lets us know that there's a spiritual communication that's on our mind, that we have to make sure that we're self-indulging to a certain extent and really paying attention to the details located within. And with that, I yield the floor. Lunar sextile Mars before sunrise. Before sunrise. Lunar sextile Mars at 0400 hours, 13 minutes and 42 seconds. 17th June 2023. It's again. And Luna is there in the 1st. And Mars is clearly in the 4th. So guys, make sure you're being focused and driven on how you're securing yourself. Make sure when you go to really share some goodies, a fun time, eliminate the fascination in the now in a useful fashion by allowing anything, maybe you're just waking up. If you had a bit of an uneasy so-called dream, or maybe you had to get up a little early, maybe at this moment in time, what you can actually see, just allow your emotions to really be on the same page, alrighty, with how you would like to be active with your heart. So centralized communications, be very driven in making sure that your subconscious mind and heart are actively on the same page, and that way you'll be able to allow a growth opportunity to occur in one's patience. With that, I yield the floor. My final testimony for Saturn Day is another sextile, actually. We came from one with Luna and Mars. This one is between Mercury and Venus. So with Mercury and Venus, there's some values that need to be communicated. Some values need to be shared. Mercury, of course, is dominant in Gemini. However, it's also in the 10th house. Mercury's score is at about a +5. Venus's score is at a -5, is looking like. So this is very neutralizing here to see. However, with the sextile being said, I will say that Venus is kind of having an accidental dignity in the 12th. It having its exaltation in Pisces, accidental dignity in the 12th, because Pisces is the 12th sign. I would definitely say it would be wise for us to really beautify how we communicate when we go to be amongst our peers. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I am well pleased, Brother Sean Alim El Islam.
Yes.
Islam, bro.
So we are here at sunrise for Sunday. As I stated before, Mercury will be found dispositive for the sun. The sun is over the second house cusp. So just on this day, 26 degrees, right? Find a sense of self-value, right? Especially if one has grown from their childhood or their local community interest or social activities, still find the time to see the beauty in that, in the growth, and be able to now take some time to oneself during the early days, right? When one rises, taking the time to say grace or say affirmations, meditate, or just contemplate on the thoughts and the mindset of oneself. And with that, I yield the floor. Occurring before sunrise is the new moon. So make sure you go to Monday's presentation, as we went in on this for Intuition Monday globally, right? The only astrology firm giving global testimonies for all the 12 slices of heaven, or the world, as one would like to say. And it's occurring at 100 hours 36 minutes, or 12:36 anti-meridian, for near the Baltimore Corporation, right, Maryland State Republic. And this is going down in the 4th house. If you look at some accidental dignity for Luna, with Sun being 12 houses away from his joy. So there's a sense of joyful communication. Maybe a lot of things that have been in the planning. Some have been taking speaking classes, or they could be looking to take speaking classes, writing classes, poetry classes, maybe learning how to deal with technology, or some could be looking to actually be helpful in social services for the people, right? And beings could be looking to now secure their homes against those agents and agencies that look to violate their 4th Amendment and to be secure in their homes and persons. Jupiter is ruling over this, it's chart ruler, for this. Jupiter's in Taurus in the 2nd house. You looky, Astro Cookie. So yeah, it's a sense of expansion when it comes to material things, or just one's foundation, and their daily routine, or expansion and the wisdom that grounds them. And now they're able to go to the next level. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, for a lunar Neptunian square, and after this, Luna will be voted course for 4 hours and 33 minutes. So Neptune's in the 12th, it's accidental dinging, right? And Luna's in the 3rd, and her joy. So guys, for this is just being able to be clear on the things that I'm seeing, and that's pertaining to the 3 levels when you think of mind, body, or mind, soul, or 5 cycle, physical, astral, and causal. It's being able to become clear and maybe not start to take things as personal and becoming secure but within one's heart space, what drives or what feels or what one is passionate about, and able to now start clearing the mental obstacles, the mental restrictions that one is caught up in that they might not be aware of. Sun is at 25 degrees Aries. Mars is in the 5th, definitely. Yeah, finding a new sense of passion and creativity. To those energies within themselves, or feeling that intuition, and they were able to remove anything that is in one's way mentally, so that now that will reflect on the outer. With that, I yield the floor. So for those 4 hours and I say 33 minutes. Yeah, 4 hours, 33 minutes, no major purchases. Just hold out. And now we have Luna ingress Cancer. In the 12th house, we do looky. So for these next 2.5 degrees, it'll be very interesting with Cancer ruling the 1st house. Final dispositor for the house is Mercury. So there's a lot of sense of hidden communication. So I think beings, and I also feel that beings will be having a lot of things spoken to them, revealed to them through their dreams or through meditation. Possibly even by, writing one's dreams out after they rise, or working on that. A lot of things being communicated in that nature and fashion. So just be on the lookout for, this information, so that whatever one was looking to move forward with the new moon, one will now have clarity on how to bring that in, or to just be in alignment with one's desires. And with that, I yield the floor. Next up, we have a lunar Jupiter Tarian sextile. All right, we got Luna in the 7th, Jupiter Guru's in the 4th. Okay, so it's a lot of shifts occurring in the home. This is just able to bring the wisdom that one shares, that they see from within, and now they share that to the world, and they're also able to share that to their loved ones, to now also expand their mindset, right? Because government starts in the home. So this is dear mothers, and dear fathers, taking these lessons that Jorali prescribed. And for those that don't want to subscribe to Noble Jorali, taking the lessons from truthful and sincere beings to, like I said, unlock those gems that are within you. And now one will be able to turn in and expand their inner world, rather than always looking to the outer world. And Saturn's chart ruler, Saturn's in the 2nd. So there's going to be in retrograde as well. So there might be a sense of restriction or delays when it comes to love, but that is just, once again, loving oneself from the inner and letting that be the outward effects. And with that, I yield the floor. That's now, let's see, next up we have a lunar Saturnian shrine here. Still in the 7th. Saturn is in the 4th. Oh.
Second.
Second, pardon me, I say 4th. No. Yeah. With this Saturn, this is a harmonious time, right? To really see the beauty in one's partnerships, and what they can bring, whether that's spiritual knowledge or creativity or a sense of service. Just seeing the beauty and the value within oneself and surrendering to those feelings. And even serving someone within the home too, serving one's loved ones, and seeing the beauty that's around me and also within you. And with that, I yield the floor. Let's see. Next up, we have a solar Neptunian square. This will be the last aspect for the day, occurring 6 minutes before midnight, as they would say. Neptune's in the first, Sun's in the fourth. So yeah, this is like an opportunity to yield to any restrictions or delays and maybe just chill out. This is occurring late on in the degree, maybe just watching a movie or checking out a gallery or checking out some really just enjoying the communication within oneself and mindsets, and be ready to experience a breakthrough or make the change needed to have a breakthrough. And that opportunity could be coming through one's local community or just meeting someone at some social event that could be of beneficial importance. And with that, I yield the floor.
Alrighty, guys, for the 19th. Alrighty, this is for Moon Day, right? Monday the 19th, June 2023. Sunrise is taking place approximately, well, actually, accurately speaking, at 0500 hours, 44 minutes, and 43 seconds. That is 5:44:43 anti-meridian Eastern from our perspective here near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. All right. So with that being said, guys, make sure pay attention to your thoughts here. All righty. And with this sunrise in particular, where it's conjunct, you might be have a chance to maybe run into a movie that you like with one of your favorite actors or something like that. And maybe it's also a moment in time where you will thoroughly recognize some things in detail when it comes to your home, actually, also. So if you're in the office or you started out early or you didn't go to sleep yet because you pulled an all-nighter and you're still in the office, just pay attention to some things that you've been working on and maybe pay attention to your devices that helps with communication externally, like your printers, those of you that may need some printer ink would probably be one major thing there also. And with that, I yield the floor. My only testimony for Moon Day is Jupiter and Saturn are going to have a sextile, and that's taking place at 1100 hours, 52 minutes, and 52 seconds. All righty. Very, very interesting. I know I mentioned that time also because I kind of had a feeling that it was going to equal not necessarily anything else but what it is that I see here. It's equaling a 7. 11, 52, 52 equals a 7, so to speak. But some people say, well, 11 is master spiritual, so don't break that number down. Cool. I'm just saying, in finalization, it's like, hey, look at that. That's a 7, right? However, when one is being very creative with their, master spirituality, so to speak, what we can see here is with Jupiter in the 8th, all right, Jupiter's in the 8th, Saturn is clearly in the 6th. So what we can really do here, make sure what you're doing is expansively communicating the bare minimum, all righty, keep things basic, right? Another thing that, things that are actually essential to whatever it is that's germane to what it is that you do in your everyday. 6th house is usually your everyday work, right? Some people say your everyday hustle. 6th house is also, pets and service, all right? So those of you that are working outside, maybe you use pets to help you in every day. Maybe you're someone who grows food and takes care of other animals on what they may call a so-called farm, quote unquote. What you can do here is just make sure what's in the middle of you expanding your service is really focusing on how you're really instituting all of the qualities pertaining to that. I would also say when it comes to thoroughly expanding the values pertaining to whatever partnered activity that you're doing, that you're actually being able to communicate in a very, harmonious fashion where you can have some growth in how you actually bring forth how you stand in isolating that which is ideal and essential for the everyday work. All right. So this would be something where you can probably, oil your tools if they're rusty, or maybe you're taking on some new kind of tools and passing down some old tools to someone else who's just getting started. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Sean Alim El Islam.
Islam, did I hit?
Did you already? I want me. If you didn't, I will. Okay,
there we go.
Got it.
June 20th. All right, for Tuesday. So how many aspects we got for that day? We got a couple. All right, so this is a sunrise, like I said before, as we stated. Sun is ruling over the second house cusp, right? Definitely ruling over Venus and Mars here. So just really see the beauty of one's life. Maybe even just seeing the beauty in one's daily short travels, whether they could be just up the street to your store, or to your job, or just to really anywhere, just able to see the beauty and just the short travels and the scenery, really being open to just the beauties of life. And with that, you'll be able to, like I said, just maybe turn the music down. Maybe you may have no music and just ride the windows down and just hear the sounds that are around you. Yeah, Mercury, final expositor for soul and 12th. Just able to tune in deeper, listening deeper to conversations, like I said, actually listen to people's story, feeling how they feel, putting yourself in their shoes, and just not in a judgmental, but being open, and just being open to being social. With that, I yield the floor to a lunar Uranian sextile. And moon's at 21 degrees Cancer. Uranus is at 21 degrees Taurus. Occurring 4 houses away. So yeah, someone will be able to radically teach their loved ones some higher knowledge that they were definitely most not likely aware of, or didn't look at it in a certain way. And it's like a fiery nature type of energy that will not only, one, ground them, but two, gratitude, able to really see the things that are, beautiful, that they might have, only looked outside of themselves for, right? Just like how we, go over how Jesus is the I am identity metaphysically. So being able to see that all the characters in the Bible or the movies, the fictional characters, the traits that they like for oneself are latent within them. So just using that as a way to learn about oneself and to expand. That was a hard sneeze. Expand one's just positions that one has that are dear and true, and that is just one's body. So one's health is of highly importance as well. And with that, I'll yield the floor. Next up, we have a Uranian trine. Pardon me, Neptunian. Uranus. I'm saying Uranus. Neptune's in the 6th. Luna's in the 10th. Yeah, and that 10th house, occurring at 27 degrees. So just for this guys occurring. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Post meridian there. So man, really just tuning into the deeper natures of oneself. Because there's a water element just occurring. Maybe instituting some new form of health for one. Like I said, whether it's maybe changing TV shows out to like health documentaries or something as an assistance. Maybe even changing one's work habits. Maybe someone's going to bring some literature from their home to their job, that they find there, or a cooked meal of some sort. And Saturn's in a 6 too. That's yeah, just find a new sense of service. Bringing the home energy to the home away, right? When you think of 10th house, the home away from home. And be able to institute into the minds of others just a loving, harmonious, caregiving energy. With that, I yield the floor. Next, we have a lunar Plutonian reflection occurring, and Luna's going to go void of course after this aspect for 21 minutes. So don't savagely spend, for this 21 minutes. Make sure oneself, yeah, but back to the aspect, Luna and Pluto, this is 2nd and 8th houses. Occurring, so there's a sense of change or transition when it comes to one's priorities or habits, right? Maybe yielding to the things that one is subconsciously, intuitively collecting, whether that be spiritual gifts, Akashic record downloads, or just opportunities from one's partnership, maybe even some, or even having to yield from the past habits and things that they used to do in order to now functionally and healthily grow this present relationship, whether that's platonic, romantic, or entrepreneurially, business-wise, however it can fit. It's a sense of reflecting on one's collection. So really having to be clear on, able to see what one has in front of them and what one just has, right? Like, how can one make something out of nothing? Maybe getting some energy back that one gave out as well. Mars is ruling chart. Mars in the 9th. 18 degrees the Leo. Yeah, there'll be a new sense of drive occurring. Heartfelt passions, like comedy, or now letting go of lower self and letting higher self, or as they would say, Jesus take the wheel, the I am identity, the spirit take the wheel, instead of trying to manually physically control things, and yielding to what is true and what is needed. And with that, I yield the floor for that 21-minute void of course as Luna moves into Leo. 8th house. Excuse me again. Pretty cool. So Luna Leo 8th house is creation. This is like home and joint creation. So maybe taking some ideas from the home, working with some others to be able to lay out a structure or a sense of shine or spotlight for those that could learn from them.
Somebody gonna have a baby on that. Like, that day, it's definitely gonna be babies manifested that day, and probably at that time. But go ahead,
manifested out and made, right?
Just
It's that let's see. Mm, 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 mm. I wanna get close to you, right? So maybe someone's gonna bump that Rolls Royce. I want to get close to you, right? Yeah, Luna Leo, just spreading when I said spreading love is also a shared finances partner. So yeah, maybe just a lot of gifting, loving, uh, in that sort of fashion. So Mars is still rolling over that. Yeah, the same the beauty. So a lot of giving, not being always the one taking. Maybe give for once, right? What's that saying? It's better to give than receive. So finding an equal balance in giving and taking, you know, not always being an energy vampire. And on that, yeah, I yield the floor.
Broski. All right, closing out for the 21st, June 2023. I have these 3 testimonies in that solar ingress, right? So first testimony before the solar ingress is coming after this sunrise. So the sunrise is at 29 degrees, 48 minutes. Looky, Astro Cookie. So 12 minutes left of the solar transit for Gemini, right? The Geminian solar transit. All righty, and guys, here to really allow ourselves to, again, act accordingly, right? And make your actions be famous within yourself, so to speak. And make sure your thoughts are heartfelt. Make sure the way you communicate with your brothers and or sisters, excuse me, when it comes to siblings, right? Make sure you are being very detailed in your respect and be very considerate when assessing other people's emotions when you're speaking with them. And with that, I yield the floor. So after sunrise here, my first testimony is a quartile between Luna and Jupiter. All right, so a Luna Jupiter and quartile here. It's moonrise, obviously, right? Moon's rising. It's in the 12th at this time, while Jupiter is in the 10th. Alrighty, Luna is under its own dispositorship, while Jupiter is under the dispositorship of Venus, which is under the dispositorship of the Sun, which is under the dispositorship of Mercury. Alrighty, which is under its own dispositorship. So the final dispositors here, technically, would be for Luna and Mercury, the 2 fastest moving celestial bodies from our perspective here on Midgard, Earthling, Asha. So what we can actually see here is, guys, just really expand your values and how you stand amongst your peers, while also at the same time making sure you're thoroughly stimulating, being nurturing to a child's spiritual growth. All right. So you'll be able to find a means for you to further implement the practices necessary, especially for those of you that are like I am bros, we're Moorish Americans, so metaphysics is huge for us, and then sharing the metaphysics with the children in a fun fashion. Because I tell you one thing, we're far from boring. It's just that we like to be thorough and make sure we share with those of you that are out there, share with you what it is that you need. However, have some fun, all righty, at home with the loved ones and communicating these things. All right. And with that, I yield the floor. We have summer solstice taking place for my next testimony. All right. So sun ingresses Cancer. And this is supposed to be the longest time, right? But what's funny is I think the solstice, this is interesting because if we look at the last few times, right? What was that sunrise, bro, that I just did? Was it still at like 5:44? Because if you notice, it's been 5:45 for and those are rounded up, right? But it was 5:44 for all of our testimonies, technically. What was that sunrise, bro, that we just did for the 21st? We can go back and look at it. I ain't too shy. Let's see. I ain't too shy. And then let's see. So sun and ascendant, because I want to make sure I'm looking at the standstill for that, right? So let's see. See, I think the solstice actually took place the day before. Because look, it says 5:45:07, which means the days are starting to get shorter already. Whereas it was more of a standstill at 5:44:54. The day before that, it was 5:44:43, right? Day before that, 5:44:35. Day before that, 5:44:28. Like, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
You see that? So the solstice kind of already took place 5:44:24, just 4 seconds before that. 5:44:20 on the 15th, where we got started today. And then this morning, 5:44:20. See, look, 5:44:20 for today. Let's see how yesterday's sunrise was. 5:44:20. See how the solstice has already occurred, technically? 5:44:23. So the solstice actually took place on the 13th, where we're seeing 5:44:20. The 14th, where we're seeing 5:20. And the 15th, where we're seeing 5:44:20. Solstice took place on the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And then now the days are going back to getting shorter. Boom. That's past what it was. So the solstice, for me, by looking at the time, guys, all right, when the sun's standing still, right, happened on June 13th, 14th, and 15th, right? You don't have to believe anything I say. I'm just sitting here looking at when the sunrise is taking place, all right, and calculating such. However, let's get on down to the 21st, right? Increased by 4 seconds there, increased by 7 seconds, right? Day 7 seconds shorter. 7 seconds shorter again, right? But anyway, yeah, so you agree, Brother Sean, that the solstice took place at the 13th June, 14th June, and the 15th June?
That's interesting. And just looking at it, times and
yeah, it's like sitting still, sun standing still.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I was sitting there thinking. I was like, yo, hold on now. You're going through your 3-day tune now. Hold on.
5:45:07. Let's see if it's going to be 5:45:07 next day. Nope. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they're obviously getting shorter already. That's why I'm saying, like, that's what we mean by solstice. We mean, like, okay, the days it's supposed to be the longest days, and the longest days for solstice was June 13th, 14th, and 15th. So that was actually the sun standing still. That's what solstice means. Sol, sun, stis, standing still. Right? So if it's standing, it means it's not moving. And it looks like it, because we're looking at the times of the length of days and things of that nature. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, bro, that's how I'm looking at it. That actually occurred. Whoops, I'm not meant to do that. What to do? Get on out there. So that's just kind of, what I just wanted to show. That's all. You know what I mean? So let's go back to the day previous. We're already looking at next Thursday already here as far as its sunrise. However, back to Wednesday, right? So now we're looking at the sun entering Cancer, which is approximately, 8 to 6 days after the sun actually stood still, after the summer solstice, right? No, it's no debates there or anything like that, guys. We just want to just show you, we are thorough, all right, with what it is that we do. And that's why we trust you come to 7 Hailstar for your astrology, because we're thorough, all right? Not because of anything. I mean, we have great times on our Astro Literacy sessions, guys. Like, I mean, definitely have a great time. Every time people come for a Mirror Astro Literacy session, they are definitely like, man, I had no idea it was going to be like this, man. This is way more fun and it's actually thorough. You just don't get everything online. You know what I mean? Like when we do we doing here on YouTube, like we're doing the well, for our two presentations would be Intuition Monday and the 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. All right, so that's how I'm looking at that there as far as when we're presenting astrology. And then what we do on Instagram at times, as far as me and Brother Sean, when we do some midday moon mixes over when I just present a midday moon mix over when Brother Sean's on TikTok, you know, going live or sharing videos there when he's doing astrology or tarot. I guarantee you guys, when we do actually reports, they're much more detailed. And when you do the Mirror Astro Literacy sessions, they're much more detailed. However, you do get to actually have some fun with us because we get to, you know, speak casually while at the same time making sure you have what you need to better study yourselves and go about your day. Sunrise happening at 29 degrees, Gemini 48 minutes, as we can see here. And again, as we can see, because Mercury is closing in while it's kind of technically combust, it's under 17 degrees as far as proximity to the sun. So even though Mercury's combust, it's rolling over, you know, Gemini and Virgo, as it always does, however, from the 12th house, while dominant in Gemini. Alrighty, however, under the sun's beams, so it will actually be combust once it's under 8 degrees. So it's under the sun's beams, whereas when, you know, Mercury rises, it's a possibility you're not going to be able to see Mercury above the horizon like you could a few, like maybe now-ish. maybe now you could probably see it, you know, a few days ago. However, guys, again, be on your best behavior. Make sure you act accordingly when, you know, sharing with the loved ones. Alrighty, I think my first testimony, bro, actually we're supposed to be at summer solstice right now because I thought it Jupiter and Luna. So we're actually at Sun ingressing
Cancer, yeah.
Yeah, we're at the Sun ingressing Cancer. That's where we are. Is it still taking place in the 11th house or is it taking place in the 10th? Right. That would be interesting. That would be interesting to see. Huh. Looky. Astro Cookie in the 10th. Amazing. So, with that being said, right, with the sun ingressing Cancer in the 10th, when it comes to, you know, this summer, guys, what you'll be able to really do is find a means of being thorough, creative, and securing your position when you take your place amongst the 10th house is your career, your standing amongst your peers, how one is held on high, so to speak, right? 10th house would be 10th house cusp, exactly, would be the highest point in the sky from of the observer at that particular longitude and latitude. So for here near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, we can clearly see that the sun is in the 10th house with Mercury. So just be very creative in for securely communicating and being yourself. Just be true to yourself, regardless of what critics or anyone else says. Be thorough, be complete, and stand being yourself accordingly. All right. Just be authentic. All right. That's what I see for this particular Sun ingress Cancer in the 10th house. All right. And with that, for my next testimony is Mercury is sextiling Mars. All right. And this is taking place just about 37 minutes before noon. Let me make sure I'm looking at this properly. Oh, we're at 2024. Just go back. Let's see. Boom shakalaka. Right. So with that being said, guys, we at 11:32 anti-meridian Eastern. We have Mercury. All right, and Mercury is there in the 10th house, as we just said. This is 25 minutes after the solar ingress. All righty. And we also have Mars, all right, there in the opposite of its joy. However, they're both at 18 degrees, 40 minutes, so that's a partile sextile, partile growth opportunity between both the communication and detail planet, right? Communication, health, and detail planet, and one being very active, right? Because Mars is dealing with activity, drive, right? Moving forward with things, not necessarily fighting war, or, just being driven, right? Some clear-cut communication that is, spiritually motivated to bring to center stage that which needs to be communicated to your peers, your immediate loved ones and their siblings. So make sure you really and thoroughly allow yourself. Again, be halfway on toward me that is necessary in being very active in communication between not only where you are spiritually, but for those that you need to be able to comprehend where it is that you're coming from, so you're not seemingly ostracized by the fascination of being a sibling, but the denial of making a choice that everyone else isn't making. And with that, I yield the floor. Our final testimony is this: Luna is going to conjunct Venus. Look at that. Luna conjunct Venus just about 8 minutes after 2300 hours, to be exact. It's 2300 hours, 7 minutes and 50 seconds post Eastern, which is 11:07:50 post meridian Eastern, from near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. It's taking place in the 7th house, right? So look at that. Venus has accidental dignity happening at 14 degrees, 28 minutes in Leo. So allow your subconscious mind and your values to be able to be a means for you to be able to relate, all righty, to either your inner child, or maybe you can create something that brings out the fun in other beings observing what it is that you have to share. When it comes to your home, beautify your home. Maybe someone that's a relative to you will be able to share some tips in being very creative and beautifying your home. And if you're someone who is now coming across moving in, there's a new spot that you're moving into. With that move in, what you can actually do is probably modify the contract that has been presented to you. So make sure you're doing your studies ahead of time, be very active, and allow, again, not the fascination and denial pertaining to contracting or relating to others or partnering with others. Allow not that fascination and denial to take place, because all one has to do is really bring light by communicating securely what you mean. And with that, I yield the floor. Brother Sean, any last comments, questions, or suggestions, bro?
Yeah. Are we still doing that 10%? I remember we used to do that before. For every referral, you get 10% off. So 10 referrals, you get a free reading.
Yeah,
Should we bring
go
that
ahead,
back?
man.
So yeah, share it. So if you don't want to, get us yourself, at least bring folks to us, because it's not like folks don't talk about astrology or healing and all that all day, every day. So, share us out to your friends, your loved ones, to a sun master consort you might be interested in, a mother mistress consort you might be interested in, or someone that that y'all are matrimony obligations, what they'll say was married, or someone's family that could benefit from astrology sessions, which everyone's family could, and the healing sessions for those that do business. I mean, we do it all. And you could be looking to see a lot of new things posted by me and Brother Sign, but also all of Brothers of Seven Hill Stars. So, it's about to be a hot summer. So we're getting things ready. Yeah, just share us out. I mean, it's a simple share, right? Even if one doesn't get a ring, just sharing is more powerful. As they say, sharing is caring. So if one, cares about us or cares about the information being delivered that we do and the way that we do, share it. TikTok, Instagram, or if like I say, you just hear anyone talking about astrology or that, just it's a simple reference. And remember, if you do, have someone come to us, make sure that you tells them that so and so sent you, so that you'll be accredited for your reading. And after 10 free referrals, I mean, think about it. Just sharing on your media and folks be like, hey, I went and got a reading. It's simple as sharing, right? That we see what happens with folks commenting and sharing. I mean, and you can get you a free reading and you'd be like, wow, I should have been coming got this reading. I don't know what I put it off so long for. Like I said, we have a lot of things we've been gathering and doing that we are about to, present to the people.
Yeah, 10 referrals, 10 beings would have to transact for their astro literacy session for that to happen. And yeah, guys, we respect what it is we do. We're really good at what we do, and we look forward to you supporting us by way of transacting for your Mirror Astro Literacy sessions. Alrighty, that's showing that you respect our energy and what it is that we do, as well as donating for what it is that we do here every Sunday, Monday, and Friday. Alrighty,
respect us like he does everybody else when you go buy hoodies or whatever else. Like, respect us like you respect everybody else. Just because
Jordan's
here. Jordan's all that, like
for like the 12th time it's ever come out.
For the 12th time that gonna get scuffed whenever somebody goes to the club or anything else, you know what I'm saying? Those 200 notes that, don't really, I don't say they don't mean nothing, but it's a material thing. It really has no substance. So, I mean, they get scuffed, you're gonna be ready to not wear them. And
oh no, those brothers are talking about Jordans. No, we're not going to support them now.
Who cares? Because
they don't like Jordans. It's not we're saying we don't like them.
Well, like Jordans, but
you value yourself.
Yeah, value yourself, so that I spent these money on these Jordans, but I'm still not feeling a kind of way that I should. So, we don't do this for clout. We're not doing it for attention. We're doing it because we love ourselves and we love ye. And we even love you debtors. So. We're not doing this to try to get a whole bunch of followers or any of that. We know what is needed. And if it's not, we get you to think, we get you to see yourselves so that it's needed. That's all I really got to say. We don't, like I said, we don't do it for clout or attention, any of that. We see what has been needed and what was done before us. We're not. So I've observed a couple of things, these astro enthusiasts, as bro says, and it's like discernment. So just share us, like you share any other post or you tell anyone else to go to someone else, just treat us like you would everyone else. There's no difference between what we do and what everyone else is doing. So respectfully share us.
The 7 Hill Star is the reason why a lot of platforms are thriving how they're thriving, because we did free advertisement for a year or more. And, we would mention them, but we've mentioned them so much in the past that, now it's time to, and it's been time because we've been doing it. But we're only going to really mention our platform, because those other platforms that we've mentioned, they don't mention us. Right? They're not, hey, you guys need to go get a reading because this will actually help you, if you done seen this lecture every first and third Friday. So go to these beings because they're the reason why that platform even exists, how it exists, the way it's existing now, to be very honest with you, because it took our fresh ideas and things that we did and was not compensated for at all. because we're thinking we're being honorable to who we think are honorable more is what, you know, when we continue, we actually see who people really are. And then, other platforms that, been able to sell tons of books because we've sent you to them, you know what I mean? And everything. So these people aren't, contributing back into Seven Hill Star, and we didn't come to them with contracts or anything because it's like, oh, okay, so these are the principles, cool. And we operate on principle, and we see everybody don't really operate on principle like that because people need to make sure they have their financing happening that we actually help generate, right? And then, you guys want to do better when it comes to, your jurisprudence. It would be wise to have astrology, but, people that's doing jurisprudence aren't, sending you're not sending you guys to us. So that's why we're just letting you guys know, like, make sure you check out Seven Hill Star, schedule your readings, and get your, and it's no gripe. We're just telling the truth. We're not upset. We're seeing what it is.
We've been kind enough not to really say anything. And it's like, it's kind of like that Dr. Dre song, how much longer we gonna let shit ride? So
yeah, because
all I gotta say is share us like you share everybody else.
Yeah.
Post us like you post everybody else. Quit being Casper when it comes to Seven Hill Star. Or quit being like a groupie to their favorite rapper or singer when they see him. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, since we're in the middle of this solstice here, right? 13th, 14th, and 15th is when the sun is rising at 5:44:20. Okay, so since that's the case, right, happening at 5:44:20, that's where we're seeing the sun sit still. Even though some would say, well, the solstice means that 1 degree. I'm not just looking at the degree that it's staying at. I'm looking at the length of days. And if it's the days aren't getting shorter after getting longer and it's stopped at a certain time, okay, that's what I'm looking at for solstice.
Happy solstice.
Right? So, exactly.
Happy solstice, bro.
Now, all right. So that's why we're saying this solstice, we're like the sun standing still on shining shining anything else but ourselves. All righty. And when I say shining, I don't mean like the etymology for pale, which is black, right? So that's not what we're speaking on. We're just going to continue to shine our light and those shine on you by making sure you're reflecting necessarily for yourself by getting your Mirror AstroLiteracy session and your mental magician to comprehend the self-reflection that is necessary along with how you think and how you learn, because that will help you to bring things about even more. So yeah, peace and love says 7 Judah Bilal, Islam, everyone says Brother Derek Blash Bay, Mother Janelle says Islam, JLV says peaceful new day, greetings everyone. Indeed, JLV says gratitude for you both. Brother Tyro says Islam. JLV says came to you through Lawful Living. Yeah, that's because we advertise, and we speak up and we share the concepts in a way that actually sparks thoughts of other people, because that's what we do. We improve people's platforms. We inspire people to advertise and do more activity, because that's what we do, uncompensated, obviously. However, like I said, it's no not upset. We're just telling the truth. And since we're in the middle of solstice, this is how. So we're still gonna be studying and doing what we do. However, you guys are going to be hearing and seeing more 7 Hill Star and 720 Astro Healing. All right, so that you guys can have more in your social media intake from that which is helpful to you spiritually, not just seemingly entertaining. Oh, look, it's a cat video, or oh, what's this weird looking bug, or hey, look at these alligators with this guy. Great. Now, loving yourself would be, trending too, provided people really get into that. And that's what it is we do. We're about self-reflection for you loving yourself, because in order to change the people, you must change their literature. Biggest way for people that need to be changed is some exercise of some sort, something being shared that helps them love. All right. And that's what it is that we do. Our principle is the cornerstone, JLV says, and she says, this is how the time/date is not what we are told it is. That's why sometimes, and then we can be so much on, our Sunday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but we do what we do and can do very quickly based on our studies. Guys, what we have at our disposal and what we can do for real, man, I'm telling you. That's why, even shout out to Mother Rashida Bay.
It's love.
Yeah, we love you. She was able to speak to all of us today. And, she knows where it is that we are and what it is that we like to do. And, first and foremost, of course, we have to, love and our loved ones, take care of our families, right? However, the plans that we have for the world collectively, it's like the question is, can you keep your Moorish community? You want to complain about the Ashkenazis and what they have, and they were yarmulkes and they have everything. Well, if they're practicing your birthright and able to maintain their neighborhoods and their synagogues, can you maintain your neighborhood and your temples and schools? Because they're maintaining their synagogues and schools. You know what I mean? No matter where you go, near whatever major energy center that they call cities. Can you maintain it, right? Can you help to bring something to the world, right?
Right, or do you just want to leave it up to somebody else to do it while ye complains? Just being honest.
Hey, Islam, like I said, man, we do a lot and we know a lot, and we do get it. We get it. It's tough because we're confidently in our fezzes and we're unapologetically Moorish American. So we get it. That's not popular. It's not controversial. It's not edgy, I guess. So, and we don't have big booty hoes behind us dancing while we're doing, AstroWeather reports or reading the Quran online and stuff. So
that's the sad part. That would we'd probably be 5K live in the chat.
I know, right? If I just had some big booty hoes in there. If I had a titty in each hand while we read the Quran, all right, y'all, let's do the Moorish American prayer. And I just raise the booties like this, and you can just see areolas being rubbed by my thumbs. That would probably
5 on the left, 2 on the right, on 2 different cheeks.
5 booties on the left, 2 booties on the right. Anyway, and I mean, we're saying that jokingly, guys, because I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you, we refuse to
come down the mountain to.
we have a good time, and our minds don't get weaker. All right, they get sharper and sharper and sharper. It's just that we recognize that we're just going to tell you the truth and give it to you straight. I mean, I know people want to be entertained. They would love for us to put on a red puffy wig and a red rubber nose and just be the clown that people like, oh, well, look, now they're being a clown. I'm definitely going to get some astrology. But that says a lot about your intellect. For those of you that need it that way, not being insulting. Again, we're just
get your Reiki. You need some healing. That's what you need. Some healing. Some healing.
Islam, and we're not taking our fezzes off. All right, so that's why we're studying the law immediately, so that and thoroughly, so that we say I want to go to a certain university and get into jurisprudence at a university, and then I'm like, hey, I would like to exercise my energy here, and somebody's like, well, no, you can't exercise your energy here because you have on a fez. It's like, cool. Hey, look, we have a discrimination lawsuit. Like, that's how we're preparing ourselves. We're preparing ourselves to just sue people and win.
Straight up.
That's it. Because, I mean, you go and check, guys, get your, I don't want to advertise this, but my shtetl, Baltimore, by, what was that, Ian W. Schlossberg? Ian W. Schlossberg, IAN. W is a middle initial, Schlossberg, my shtetl, Baltimore. And I guess that's like SHTETL, shtetl. And he goes in this book talking about how the Ashkenazim were being discriminated against because they wouldn't work on the Sabbath. And since they wouldn't work on the Sabbath, they had to deal with all this. Oh, they were being discriminated against. People were getting fired. It was hard for them to take care of their families. So he speaks about how, like, I think 3 or 4 families that were close to each other, they decided to move close to each other and do what they needed to do for themselves and their families and their children. And that's why you have a JCC just about near every major energy center was a JCC, a Jewish Community Center. Where's your MCCs? Where's your Moorish Community Center? Right? And those Jewish communities have synagogue after synagogue after synagogue, like near the Baltimore Corporation, guys. I'm telling you, near the Baltimore Corporation. Just go north of Northern Parkway on Park Heights. You're like, there's a synagogue, there's a synagogue, there's a synagogue, there's a synagogue. You're like, man, they're not playing on this side of Park Heights. And you're like, that black gate at Northern Parkway lets you know. That's the demarcation line. I'm serious. I'm not playing. Go to the intersection of Northern Parkway and Park Heights. That's the demarcation line. Flat out. You're on the side with the gas stations. That's what the Ashkenazis are basically ruling over when it comes to unconscious Moors. Go north of that gate on the side with the JCC and Lachai, you're gonna be like, whoa. Why is the energy so different? I just went across the crosswalk, like, got their own police and everything. Northwest Citizens Patrol. Just living out your birthright, Moors, while you guys are still beefing over stupidity. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never get when the elder was like, welcome to one of the most shameful movements in the world. It's a shameful movement because of what people do with this knowledge and information. You know what I'm saying? And I and my brothers are those few faithful Moors that actually do the right thing for real. We're not just catering to some other kind of mindset that people just look to be like entertaining. Since you're from Baltimore, you know what I'm saying, you should be talking like this when you be doing astrology. You know what I mean, son? So what we finna do for real? No, I don't have to do that. I don't have to glorify the hood I'm from. That's stupidity. When you're really from the hood, the last thing you want to do is glorify it. You want me to glorify how the first time I saw somebody shot with their brains blowed out was when I was 8 years old? We talk about how when I used to, man, I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm much better with doing this. This is great. This is great right here, and just being consistent with this and sharing what it is and just going hard on the internet for real, treating it like how I treated the streets when I would jump out there and be at any gas station or whatever the case may be. And, getting what it is that I need to be able to have just the material that I have here to do what I'm doing now for the Moorish movement, for real. Elmore Bay says, Islam Supreme Honest, the Holy Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, indeed, honest the 7-day Astro Weather Report. So thankful for your works. Inshallah, I say indeed. Brother 7, Judah Bilal El says Islam, and I hope I'm pronouncing it. As Zetlin Elmore Bay says, Islam Moors in the South are telling Moors in the South are telling me I have to go through the blue before I cross the sand, said the Mason Moors. Scary experience, full of Masons. That's what the elder was sharing with us. You know what I mean? That it's a lot of these Moors that are Masons that took oaths. They're making it seem like the only legitimate Moor science temple is the one that comes with the comma, I and C, Moorish Stars Temple of America, comma, INC. You know what I'm saying? And since we know what we know, it's like, look, we're not knocking that. It's just that why be someone that takes an oath to put your foot on the neck of the movement? You know, we can't let this stuff go. I mean, well, why do we exist? The reason why we exist is because we're not allowing people in these buildings or people that are part of it. Because I noticed, this is what I noticed, like, few brothers that I do know that go to the temples like that, it's a spirit with them that almost seems like they kind of scared to really even deal with us for real. They seem kind of scared, like it's a spell put on them by going to these institutions, and they become kind of like, well, I don't want to speak like this or this gonna happen to me. So it's like, man, that's kind of wild. Like, you know what I mean? You're really allowing, you know, the fact that these people have sold out and turned their back on the prophet, but seemingly still running an institution that the prophet commenced. Like, we got to get out of that for real. Like, we got to be meeting Prophet Noble Drali and his literature. You know what I'm saying? Having the, you know, the 101, the Quran, the 102s, the oral statements, the Moorish literature. You know what I'm saying? Move over here, you see the Moorish literature. Like, these are just a few. That's not including what I got right here on the desk. You know what I mean? My circle of life, my zodiac constitution that I need to kind of take back together, my clock of destiny, book 1 and book 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my books here for real. And these are just a few that I sleep with under my pillow for real. You know what I'm saying? My administrative functions that you see is actually reading from every Sunday and Friday for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are just different things that we have here. You know what I mean? MST of 8 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a game, man. Like, we really, y'all can tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? I had the pleasure of speaking to brother 7 that's here in the chat. 7 Judah Bilal Bilal Bay. Forgive me, brother. I didn't mean to mess up your appellation. 7 Judah Bilal Bay. And you know what I mean? Real recognize real. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, we time it is. You know what I mean? And so I'm not about to sit here and play with this thing. You know what I'm saying? When I'm actually taking my time to meet the prophet. You know what I mean? Prophet Noble Drali, the first and only prophet. None of that reincarnated stuff. None of that, man. Like, we doing this sincerely. So I'm gonna yield the floor. JLB says sincerity, indeed. JLBN, is that when Morbay says they never had their feds, man. That's why I said, like, even said she can only remember, like, near Shaka Mox and 2 more that for 40 years she didn't catch them with their feds off. And I mean, and what's the point of me taking my feds off just if I wanted to, like, don't get it twisted. I love waiting tables. That's something I'm really good at because it's like being on the block, but I ain't got to look over my shoulder. What? Man, I'm telling you, y'all, when it comes to serving tables, I can host, seat my tables, go to get their appetizers, or go to get, like, let's say when I was at Don Pablo's, go get their chips and salsa, get some water, take their orders real quick. You see what I'm saying? If they just want appetizers, get those appetizers done, make sure I can expedite, you know what I mean, things on the plate to prepare for when they need their appetizers or anything like that. You know what I mean? If they got their food or whatever, you know what I mean? Because me and the cook got a good relationship because he's seeing how I'm working. I ain't on no slow stuff. I ain't on no, like, I'm really good at waiting tables. So let's just say if I wanted to go out there and wait tables somewhere for real. I'm not taking off my fez, even if I just have on my short tar boots. You know what I mean? Because I have a short tar boots. You see what I'm saying? And just wear that for real, I would. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take it, like, you're not asking anybody that has on a yarmulke to take off his yarmulke. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We're not doing that. So we gonna do what we do. Continue doing what we're doing. If it come to having to sue people for discrimination, if that's the case, provide. Because like I said, this every once in a while I get that. I kind of want to get out there and see what it's like. You know what I mean? To just kind of to public things of that nature. But I'm the type that I have on my face. They be like, "Hey man, what's that you wearing?" I'm like, "What?" And I'll just be playing with it. What you talking about? What? Wearing what? Where? What y'all looking at? Like, because I mean, I'm not gonna. You don't ask Ashkenazis what's the yarmulke on their head. So why are you about to sit here and try to have a conversation about my feds? That doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's just leave it alone. You know what I mean? I don't. If you're a Christian, I'm not gonna be like, "What's that on your chest?" I'm not gonna sit there and have an interrogation, a piece of metal of an execution tool on your chest with a man dead hanging on it. I'm not gonna ask you about your dead man on the execution tool pendant around your necklace or hanging from you. I'm not gonna ask you about that. That's
what's that dead man hanging necklace you got there?
I mean, that's what it is. It's a dead man executed on an execution instrument. And it's like, look, I'm dotting this Jesus piece. Like, really? Really? You're the slay the prophets? Okay, gotcha. So anyway, with that being said, guys, we'd like to thank you all for joining us for our 7-day tracking Astro weather email is coming out Wednesday morning. Make sure you guys will have that. Shout out to our loved ones that support us. Shout out to my beloved mother, Mistress Consort. She is amazing in so many ways. Seriously. Shout out to my bros. You're hilarious, man. Shout out to all of my bros and their support systems also. Shout out to all our loved ones that we really can see what it is that we're doing, and knowing that what it is that we're doing is not just good for the world, but first and foremost is good for our loved ones that are in close proximity to us, because what we do being Moorish American is opposite of what people normally do out there in a drama-filled world where they're being rude, ignorant, belligerent, and that T word that goes around so much, toxic word or whatever. So, yeah. So with that, JLB says, peace and love, everyone and all here indeed. And this is where we say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace and love.
Peace.